Imagine this. You're dressed up for a family gathering, feeling sharp in your best sweater, a little cologne or perfume on. You're ready to shine. But then your grandkid hugs you and pulls back with a scrunched up nose. What's that smell? What's that smell? They ask. It's not the roast, it's you. Turns out 99% of us miss 5 hidden body spots that turn into odor traps as we age. Stay with me, because today I'm revealing what they are and how to fix them. Welcome back to Elder Voice, where we dive into the real, everyday stuff of growing older, sometimes with a laugh, sometimes with a lesson. I'm your name, and today we're tackling something we don't always talk about, senior odor. Don't worry, I'm not here to point fingers. I'm here to help us feel our best, because we've earned it. If you love these chats, hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss a thing. All right, let's get started with the 5 hidden spots 99% of us forget to clean, complete with stories you'll never forget. Body part 1, behind the ears. Let's start with the behind the ears. This takes me back to 1972 and my Uncle Harold. He was a legend at our Sunday barbecues, big straw hat, apron tied just right, flipping burgers like he was born for it. Everyone loved him, but one day my cousin Betty hugged him and stepped back nose wrinkled. "Uncle Harold," she said, "what's that funky smell?" We all laughed, thinking it was the grill, but later Aunt May checked. Behind his ears was a little jungle of sweat, dust, and who knows what else. He'd never thought to clean there. See, as we age, our skin doesn't shed as quickly. Those creases behind the ears become traps for oil, sweat, and dead skin. Add hearing aids or glasses rubbing around, and you've got what I call ear cheese, a sour, musty smell that sneaks up on you. Harold was mortified, but he wasn't alone. Studies say most folks over 60 skip this spot because it's out of sight, out of mind. I've seen it myself. My old neighbor, Mr. Jenkins, wore hearing aids daily. One summer, I noticed a whiff when we chatted over the fence. I didn't say anything, didn't want to embarrass him, but I wish I had. Turns out, he'd never scrubbed back there either. It's not about being dirty, it's about how our bodies change. Sweat glands slow down, but what's left sticks around longer, mixing with bacteria and turning stale. Here's the fix. Grab a warm washcloth with a dab of mild soap. Nothing harsh, just something gentle like baby soap. Wipe behind each ear daily, maybe while you're brushing your teeth. Takes 10 seconds. If you've got hearing aids, dry them off too and check those creases. Harold started doing it, and soon he was back to smelling like burgers. Not the bad kind. It's a small step, but it keeps you fresh and confident. Who knew such a little spot could make such a big stink? Body part 2, under the nails. Next up, under the nails. This one's about Mrs. Dorothy from my old bridge club. She was 82, sharp as a whip, and loved her garden more than anything. She'd show up to cards with dirt-stained hands, proud of her roses. But one day she sat down and there was this sour, earthy whiff like old soil mixed with something off. We played it cool, but later I saw her scratching her nails and sniffing them. She winced. All that garden muck had built up under there, and it wasn't pretty. As we age, our nails thicken and grow slower. Those little pockets underneath become perfect hideouts for dirt, sweat, and bacteria. If you've got arthritis or weaker grip, scrubbing gets tougher and stuff just sits there, fermenting. Dorothy wasn't alone. My husband used to skip this too, until I caught him scraping cheese out from under his nails after a day fishing. Gross, right? But it's common. Experts say neglecting nails can lead to odors that cling to everything you touch. I remember my Aunt Clara, too. She loved knitting, but her hands always had this faint, stale smell. She'd wash them, sure, but never got under those long nails. It wasn't until she got a manicure for her 70th birthday that she realized how much gunk was hiding there. Our skin produces less oil as we age, but what's left mixes with debris and turns funky fast. Here's how to handle it. Get a soft nail brush or an old toothbrush works great, and some soapy water. Scrub under each nail for a minute once a week. Dorothy started doing this, even got a little manicure kit for fun. Suddenly, her hands smelled like lavender instead of a compost pile. It's not vanity, it's about feeling good in your own skin top to bottom. Body part 3, between the toes. This one's about my buddy Frank, a dancer back in the day. He could jitterbug like Fred Astaire even into his 50s. But by 70, he traded dance shoes for slippers, shuffling around the house. One summer, we were at a picnic and kicked those slippers off to cool down. The breeze hit and whoosh, the smell cleared the table. It wasn't his socks. It was between his toes. He'd shower sure, but never dried those tight spaces, and moisture just sat there brewing trouble. As we get older, our feet sweat less, but what's left doesn't evaporate as well. Skin folds tighten, and if you've got bunions or overlapping toes, it's worse. Bacteria love that damp, dark spot, turning it into a foot funk factory. Frank laughed it off, but I could tell he was embarrassed. I'd seen it before with my mom, too. She wore orthopedic shoes, and one day I helped her wash her feet. Between her toes was red and smelled like old cheese. Poor thing hadn't realized it was a problem. It's sneaky, this one. You think a quick rinse in the shower enough, but water lingers. Podiatrists say seniors are prone to this because circulation slows and we don't bend as easily to check. Add socks or slippers all day and it's a perfect storm to fix. After a shower, dry between each toe with a towel. Really get in there. A hair dryer on low works if bending tough. Sprinkle some cornstarch or foot powder to keep it dry. Frank swore by this, and soon he was back to charming the picnic crowd. No stink required. It's a little effort for a big reward. Body part 4. The belly button point 4. The belly button. This one's personal. A few years back, I kept noticing my shirt smell off. Not bad, just stale. I blamed the detergent, the dryer, everything but me. Then my daughter, bless her, pointed at my navel one day and said, "Mom, what's in there?" I checked with a mirror, and oh my goodness, it was a Lenten sweat party I didn't sign up for. I'd always had an innie, but as I aged, it got deeper and I'd stopped paying attention. Our skin changes over time, folds deepen, and that little belly button becomes a trap. Sweat, soap residue, even lint from your clothes pile up. If you've gained a few pounds or your posture's shifted, it's worse. I talked to my friend Sally, a nurse, and she said she sees this all the time with older patients. One guy even had a little fuzzball in there that smelled like a damp basement. It's not about being unclean. It's about how our bodies hide stuff we don't see. My cousin Eddie had a story too. He's a big guy, always in flannel. One day, he scratched his belly button and pulled out something that stank like old socks. He laughed, but it stuck with me. Experts say belly buttons can harbor bacteria if ignored, especially in seniors with slower skin turnover. Here's the trick. Once a week, take a cotton swab with a drop of water or rubbing alcohol, nothing too strong, and gently swirl it around in there. Dry it with a tissue after. Takes a minute and you're done. I've been lint-free since, and my shirts thank me. It's funny how such a tiny spot can cause such a big fuss. Body part 5. Under the arms, but beyond the pits. This one's about my neighbor Tom. He was a big, burly guy, loved his flannel shirts and chopping wood. Last winter, though, I'd catch the stale whiff whenever he walked by. It wasn't his deodorant. He used plenty. It was the skin folds around his armpits. As we age, our skin sags and those creases trap sweat and bacteria that a quick swipe of soap Mrs. Tom didn't even realize it was a thing. I'd seen it before with my dad. He'd shower daily, but those little folds near his underarms always had a faint sour smell. Our sweat glands shrink with age, but what's left clings to skin longer, especially in tight spots. Add a heavy sweater or jacket and it's a breeding ground. My friend June, a retired dermatologist, told me seniors often overlook this because we focus on the pit itself, not the edges. Tom's wife finally clued him in after she hugged him one day and gagged. He was grumpy about it, but I get it. Nobody likes being told they smell. Still, it's not our fault, it's just biology. Those creases deepen, and if you've got extra weight or less flexibility, reaching them gets tricky. The solution: use a washcloth with soap and really work into those folds, front, back, and sides. Once a month, try a paste of baking soda and water for a deep clean, then rinse well. Odd Tom started doing it, and now he's flannel fresh all winter. It's a small tweak that keeps you feeling like yourself, no matter the season. There you have it, 5 hidden spots we 99% forget behind the ears, under the nails, between the toes, the belly button, and those armpit creases. The lesson: aging doesn't mean we stop caring. It means we adapt. These tricks are quick, easy, and keep us fresh for life's best moments, hugs, picnics, or just feeling good in our skin. Dot a freshness tip of your own? Share it in the comments. I love hearing your wisdom. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. This is your name on elderly wisdom saying, age is just a number, but freshness is forever. See you next time.